Hello everyone, this is Lincoln's Prime, and remember when like almost a year ago that I teased that I was going to review this figure and just like never did? Well, here's the review finally after what, like 10 months? My god. So yeah, we are taking a look at the NECA 2019 Burning Godzilla bootleg. Yeah, so funny story about this figure. Like 5 months ago, I ordered the NECA Shin Godzilla, the Atomic Breath version, and I waited like 2 weeks for it to arrive. So one day I get a package on my doorstep, I'm super excited thinking that it's gonna be Shin Godzilla, and I open it up and it's Burning Godzilla. I just want to say, I understand, you know, times are rough, but how the hell do you confuse Shin Godzilla with 2019 Burning Godzilla? But I didn't complain too much, because if they were thinking that they were going to try to screw me out of a Shin Godzilla figure and hit me with a joke like this, well, joke's on them, because I got a better figure. That's until I realized that this isn't an official figure. Yup. I fell victim to getting a bootleg. And the reason I could tell it was a bootleg is because some of the paint applications didn't exactly line up with how it looked on the official figure. Now, I did end up fixing the paint on this figure and it came out a lot better. Mainly, it just had to do with these side kind of lava bits coming down on his legs on both sides, but I did manage to fix it. It was mainly just because it came off in this weird cutoff, whereas it's supposed to be pointy on both sides. So I was able to manage fixing that and making them more pointy on those sides. So it did come out a lot better. Another thing that I did was I painted the insides of the eyes. I know this isn't accurate to the original toy, but I thought that this would look a lot better, and it does, but I just added a yellow highlight around the eye and then added the white on the inside of the actual eye, and it did come out a lot better than I thought it would. So when it comes to that, that is pretty good, I guess. But before we talk about the figure, let's talk about the box. So on the front, we do have a very convincing looking NECA 2019 Burning Godzilla box. You do get the picture of Burning Godzilla on the front, even though it is just an edited image. We got Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla. We got a lot of pretty cool looking, like, containment detail, I guess you could say. On the top we got Godzilla King of the Monsters and a picture of Godzilla. On the side we have a bit of a bio about Godzilla and Godzilla King of the Monsters. The other side, Godzilla King of the Monsters, talks about different things about the figure and its features. On the back we do get a picture of the figure, as well as other figures you could have gotten at the time, as Rodan, Mothra, the poster version, and Burning Godzilla. Collect them all, Godzilla King of the Monsters. Nothing on the bottom really, but this is what kind of fools people. Some bootleg companies will add the NECA logo. They won't care. They will add the NECA logo. Even if it says NECA, it may still be a bootleg, so look out for that. The way I could tell it was a bootleg as well was mainly just the quality of the box. This box does feel very much cheaper compared to some of the other official NECA boxes, mainly because of how, like, you know, just floppy it feels. But a lot of other problems that I did face on the inside of the box was a lot of weird, like, scratches and like paint scuffs for some reason that got on the plastic, so that was kind of weird. Now, this could have been an official box, and maybe just got maybe they repackaged it with the bootleg figure, so who knows. But I am not really sure about how they do things. But if this is a unofficial box, then they are in some deep crap when it comes to these guys. So yeah. And moving right along, here we have the 2019 NECA bootleg Burning Godzilla, and honestly, this figure isn't really bad for a bootleg. Mainly just the paint problems were just one of those things. They were slight problems. The paint just wasn't really applied well, and yes, like I said earlier, I was able to fix that. But they kept a lot of really good elements from this, from the official figure, and honestly, it works. I will talk about a few other things. When I did get this figure, for some reason, I guess when they painted the foot, it just sealed together, like the paint sealed together the seam between the foot and the leg, so it couldn't articulate, so I had to just like rotate it a bit, and I was finally able to get it loose. But it's just kind of like, you could tell that's where it was like sealed right there, so it could not move for the life of it. But I was able to get it out of that situation. But yeah, but kind of moving in on the detail, like a lot of really nice sculpted detail a lot of nice scaly detail as well. Articulation and everything like that is solid. The figure itself is solid. Nothing is broken. Nothing is like too floppy, except for like this part of the tail, but that's mainly because this is where the tail attached on the like on the inside of the box. But painted detail as well is also really nice on this figure. It was just some of those added details on the sides that I just had to fix. But overall, when it comes to just the way the paint was applied, the dry brushing looks great. The red and the orange and all that kind of stuff, and the yellow looks absolutely amazing on this figure. And kind of going in on the inside of the mouth, there's a lot of pretty nice painted detail on the inside as well, but not the best. Now, I do have a slight problem with the mouth. It is kind of malformed in a way, like this is kind of just eh. The teeth are painted very, very messily, but I feel like that was just a problem on the official figure as well. And then my main issue is when you open the mouth a little too wide, the jaw kind of untabs from this hinge joint right here, and I've tried getting it back in, but when you do, it just continues to make the jaw slightly like wonky looking. So I'm not the biggest fan when it comes to the jaw, and because it's made of like a rubbery kind of plastic, it doesn't really help its situation that well as either. But when it comes to detail and paint on this figure, it is not too bad in my opinion. Now, this figure does not come with any accessories, but honestly that's okay, because this version of Godzilla in the movie never really did anything special. The only thing that he really did was that huge explosion type thing that he would do with, like, after Mothra sacrificed herself to save Godzilla, but that would be too big of an accessory to really include, and I have no clue how they do that. So accessories not being included is not really a problem to me, in my opinion. But anyways, let us move on to the articulation. So first, at the head, we do have a ball joint, so he can look in many different directions, left to right, and this was the re-release version, so they made it to where his head can look up just a little bit farther than the regular version, but he can look up about that much, down about that much, but not too much. That's the only drawback to them fixing the looking up problem. The jaw, like I showed earlier, can open about that much and close about that much. This part right here at the base of the neck doesn't really, it moves, but it doesn't move very well, and that's mainly just due to the dorsal fin right here that kind of blocks this from really doing much, and also just the some of the plastic on the inside, and I don't want to risk breaking it, since, you know, maybe plastics on this, since it's not an official figure, might not really fare well when it comes to movement like the official product would, or maybe they improved it, I have no clue. We do get a swivel at the waist. It can't really go down much. I mean, you can kind of get it to go, but just not too well. But the arms can kind of rotate. They're on a ball joint, so they can go in and out like that. They can go out about that much, in about that much. Swivel at the elbow can bend about that much and down about that much. The only problem with the bootleg though, and this is one of the other things I could tell that this was a bootleg, the hand here is on a ball joint, whereas on the official figure it's a hinge joint. So that's one thing that I could easily tell about this being a bootleg, but because it's on a ball joint, you still get some of that basic range that you got, say, on the 2014 figure, which also had a ball joint in the hand. So articulation on the arms is pretty decent. The legs can go out about that much. They can go all the way around like so. They can kind of split, not really, but that's mainly just because the way it's sculpted and the way the ball joints are. It's not the biggest deal. Legs can bend forward and back like so, and you do get I don't know if it's a ball joint or not, like it seems like it's ball joint, but foot can go up and down, pivot just a little bit, and swivel as well, and it's the same thing on the other leg, obviously. And then the tail right here, you get a ball joint here, ball joint here, ball joint here, 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 and here. And I honestly really love this tail, and I do wish that I could have had a few, I wish that I collected the NECA Godzilla figures a lot more in the past when they were releasing the King of the Monsters line, because this is one of the best tails that we've gotten on a NECA figure. Now, it doesn't really beat tails in terms of, you know, like the Kiryu Godzilla figure from NECA, because that's probably one of the best ones, or even the Biogoji figure, but we don't get that dreaded bendy wire tail. Instead, it's fully segmented, and I love this. But you do get a lot of really nice range out of this tail because of that. And whereas the bendy wire on the 2014 figure really just limited the amount of posability you can get, and this I honestly just prefer a lot a lot more. So I really, really do like that. So articulation on this figure is outstanding. And for some size comparisons, here we have the 2019 Burning Godzilla next to the NECA 1956 Godzilla, NECA 1964 Godzilla, NECA 1984 Godzilla, NECA Bio Goji, NECA GMK Goji, NECA 2014 Godzilla, and just a little tease for you guys, but here we have him next to the 1962 Godzilla. This will be my final NECA Godzilla review, so stay tuned for that. And when I say final, I mean final. I'm not getting any more NECA Godzilla figures, mainly because they're too hard to find, and second off, I'm good with my collection, so yeah. And for my final comments on this figure, would I recommend him? Yeah, if he was the official figure, and if NECA wasn't decimated. It's a pretty good figure. If you don't want to get, like, fooled with a bootleg figure, then this is probably not the way to go for you. But if you do miss NECA and you want a good quality figure, honestly, this is a good quality figure even though it's a bootleg. Hell, it might be better than the official product. When it comes to paint, though, that's debatable. But when it comes to the build quality and the feel quality, I would recommend him, honestly. He's not that bad of a figure. But overall, great figure, great posability, better paint due to my improvement on that aspect. But anyways, guys, that is about it for this review. I hope you all enjoyed. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.